Is it just me, or do other people have this experience of knowing what to do, but somehow you just can't do it? No matter how many books you read or YouTube videos you watch, journal full of affirmations, but then when life starts lifing, you still find yourself looping through the same unwanted patterns. I'm learning that it's not because we're broken. It's because change doesn't happen at the surface. Real change happens through rhythm, through your nervous system, core beliefs, even your environment. And that's what we're talking about in this series, living in the loop. So, what is the loop? It's not a mindset. Think of it more as a rhythm or an internal design. It's the frequency that your life is moving to, whether you choose it or not. And most folks are living in loops that they didn't choose, unfortunately. Loops of burnout, of proving, of fear. And before we can shift the loop, we need to understand how it was built in the first place. So let's talk about the science of belief, behavior, and the body. So, on the physical level, there are two systems at play. One is the nervous system, which is designed to keep us safe, not necessarily successful, at least not in the sense of thriving. So, your nervous system is simply concerned with your survival. From birth, it starts wiring itself based on what experiences we have. So, for example, if love is inconsistent, if praise only came when we performed, or if it was only safe to be silent, then that actually becomes our baseline, what the body returns to. This is called neuroplasticity. This is the brain adapting to your repeated experiences and emotional environment. Even if they were painful, they become familiar. And the nervous system doesn't choose what's healthy, it chooses what's known or familiar. Second is epigenetics. This is the science of how trauma, stress, and even hope can switch genes on or off. So we're talking about DNA here. Your biology isn't just shaped by behavior, like what we discussed with neuroplasticity, it's also shaped by your beliefs. So let me say that one more time. Your DNA is shaped by your beliefs. And those beliefs can be shaped by family, culture, media, church, all of it. So when we talk about programming, it's not some metaphorical concept, it's literally encoded into the body. But beyond the physical is the energetic piece, because the body doesn't exist in a vacuum, it exists in a field. So, your frequency, the vibration of your thoughts, feelings, and even intentions interact with natural law. Like attracts like, order attracts order, chaos attracts more chaos. So, even when you consciously want peace, if your subconscious is looping through fear or shame, then your energetic field sends out mixed signals. And the universe always responds to your dominant signal. So while most people might say, for example, that they want $1 million, due to programming from church, media, family, most of us are sending out a dominant signal that says, I'm not allowed to have $1 million. And when you start scratching below the surface into the why of why people think that they can't have $1 million or a better life or whatever that is, what most of us discover is that we believe more strongly in lack and scarcity than we do in abundance. So that's why the frequency loop doesn't just focus on mindset or motivation. It's actually a full spectrum recalibration: somatic, emotional, energetic. So, what is the frequency loop? It's a tool I created to help you interrupt the programming and to start building a life that actually feels like yours, not some performance where you put on a mask of wokeness. It's not rebranded hustle, and it's also not a healing treadmill that never ends. This is rhythm, one that's designed for who you actually are. So let me talk about the origin story. The loop was born from a simple question that I asked myself: what if success didn't require me to abandon myself? I had hit milestone after milestone, career, fitness, spirituality, relationships. But no matter how many wins I stacked, I noticed that there was always this sense of subtle panic, this constant pressure to maintain everything, to stay perfect, to keep the mask on. But underneath it all, I had a nervous system that actually felt unsafe. That's when I realized this isn't success, it's survival in disguise. So I started rebuilding from the inside out, regulating my nervous system, redefining success for myself, repatterning my habits. And that's when the idea for the loop clicked into place. Living in the loop means designing your own life frequency, not fear. It means you don't just chase calm, you create circuits that actually support it. You don't just say affirmations, you build systems and then you prove them to be true. You don't just try to stay on some fake high vibe. You let your whole self belong. Beauty, breath, boundaries, boldness, they all matter because your life is not a checklist, it's a composition. And in the loop, we score it from the inside out. So, over the next few weeks, we're going to explore some things. We're going to look at 5 energetic shifts that will change everything. We're going to look at the silent shame of spiritual guilt and what happens when you stop chasing peace and start living in a real, authentic rhythm. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, a mother, a healer, or all of the above, this series is about giving yourself permission to live a life that's not just beautiful on the outside, but sustainable and sovereign on the inside. So, what loop are you currently living in? Let me know in the comments. And if this resonates for you, I want you to share it with someone else who's been trying to do life the right way, but still somehow feels out of rhythm. We're going to get to the bottom of that. So press play on the next level and stay in the loop.